We got to have a discussion about what is allegedly going down in Potomac. Actually, let me go ahead and put the banner down at the bottom, before we get into this ponderosa right here about what we are hearing about what's happening in the Potomac streets. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell button, and join the texting community. The number is right here on the screen. I will send you a text message as soon as the new video drops. Now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get on down into the tea of it all with Potomac. Now, the first thing we got to discuss is Candiace is letting us know, or she's kind of hinting at, I should say, that there may be some schemes and some scams, some plots to take her down this season. And you know what? What better way to let you guys know than to let you guys hear it from the source's mouth? So we're going to take things over to my boo's page, Housewives of Potomac, and add the underscore at the end when you follow them, when you give them the shout, when you give them the comment, and when you give them the like. Okay. But basically, let's get into what is being said. So someone asked, I guess Candiace did a recent live. She's got some what looks to be like some faux locks, which actually looks really nice on her. Someone asked, is it true Karen and Giselle called a meeting of the OGs in New York to calculate their gang up on you? And here is how Candiace responded.
There were definitely meetings to facilitate scams and schemes. There were definitely meetings to facilitate scams and schemes.
So in the caption, Housewives of Potomac underscore wrote, a fan of Real Housewives of Potomac recently sent me the snippet from Candiace's live. She says that there were some meetings in NYC to plan a takedown against her. Season 7 will definitely be a treat, I can tell. Now, I could have swore back in the day, a couple of years ago, it was Candiace that also mentioned that there was some plotizations against Monique. This is why I have often stated that Candiace should too be on the lookout, because it's just gonna go down the line, okay? Especially, people like to say, oh, you can't stand Giselle, you can't stand Giselle. Not true. Not true. I don't hate anybody on this cast, or any cast for that matter. They thoroughly provide me all the entertainment. I don't like some of the things and some of the methods, but in terms of liking the individual ladies, I don't know, some of them I don't even really know like that. Some I do, right? In this situation, this does not surprise me. I don't know that it should surprise any of you guys. And I don't know that Candiace should be surprised either, because if it's happened before and you knew it happened, you can best believe it's likely going to happen to you. That's just the way it works. Okay. So, what do you guys think of this? Do you think there was really a meeting of the OGs, a plotterization to take down Candiace? Is that what is happening with this whole situation with the allegations against Chris Bassett, which for the most part, most of us don't even believe? Okay. Um, let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Okay. Now, we're going to come back to Candiace and the gang in a bit. Okay. Candiace and the gang. I like that. Like Candy in the gang. Okay. We're going to talk about Ashley Darby really quickly. Okay. Because she was on The Good Day DC. And you guys could hear the clip playing in the background. I'm actually going to pull it up And I'm going to pull it up from our friends over at the Jasmine brand. Okay.
You and the kids doing?
So they ask about how, Ashley and the kids are doing. And, Ashley says, she and the kids are doing fine. She actually also admits that she and Michael are still living together during this time of separation. And it is the kids that are the reason that they're not arguing as much, because they really got to focus their time and attention on the kids and not letting the kids see them, you know, going through the difficulties of separation and divorce. Now, she also says that this will all play out on the new season of The Real Housewives of Potomac, which we all pretty much figured. And again, shout out to the Jasmine brand for picking this up. I unfortunately was again in New York, so I could not I didn't even know this was airing at the time. So my apologies for getting it to you guys a day late. However, here we are, okay? Now, she also lets us know that it's not for the reasons that a lot of people think it is, okay? So there is, she says something to the effect of there's a cause and effect, or a pause and effect, or something to that nature in this interview. And when she says it, it sounds to me like she is saying that there was an inciting incident that occurred that really led to the demise of the relationship. Now, in my opinion, if their relationship can withstand everything that it's withstood up until this point, I'm very interested in knowing what that incident was, or what it was that was the straw that broke the camel's back with regards to their marriage. Okay. So that's going to be very interesting to watch play out. I'm telling you guys, Potomac is going to be very interesting when it premieres. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but I doubt it will be until after Atlanta is off the air. Now, some other bit of tea that we have is that the ladies, sources are telling me that the ladies are headed to Miami for a cast trip next week, to be precise. Okay. So if you happen to be in the Miami area and you happen to spot the ladies of Potomac, definitely take some photos and videos and all of that good stuff. And again, this is all alleged, but my source is pretty solid that they are going to be in the Miami area for their cast trip. Now, I would be assuming that this will be the first cast trip of the season. And I don't mind it, because I feel like we've not yet seen the ladies of Potomac in Miami. And I feel like Giselle travels there quite frequently from basically what people can see on her Instagram. But the better question is, will Charisse and Katie be tagging along? Because as we've heard, Charisse has been filming allegedly, and we know from Instagram that Katie is very interested in coming back to the show. How do we know this? Well, we can just take things on over to Instagram, and we can see Katie congratulating Andy Cohen on, his new baby. And she says, "Congrats, bravo, Andy, on Lucy. Still need a job, bro. I will keep asking. Katie never gives up, baby." So Katie is letting it be known that she too is very interested in coming back. Now, honestly, this is, for me, I'm here for Katie coming back, because Katie, again, it gives you wild card factor. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what she's going to say. And it's just going to be good TV. Katie, boo. Now that we know that they are allegedly going to be in the Miami area, why don't you go ahead and hop a flight down to Miami and roll up on them, okay? Just pop up on them, okay? Pop up on them, all right? Go ahead and do so. Sharice, go ahead and book a ticket down, okay? Because my thing is, the more the merrier, okay? The more the merrier. I think as we have seen with Beverly Hills, with even Atlanta to some degree, but mostly Beverly Hills, the more, and even Salt Lake City, the more the merrier. The more the merrier. And the more people that we have on the cast and the more people that we have to come and play, the better. Now, here's the thing. I know a lot of people would say, well, I wouldn't be working for free. Okay. Now, that's a possibility. However, what you can do, and I stated this in another video, is what you can potentially do is pop up on them, cause a ruckus, and then negotiate, okay, for the next season. Like, hey, yo, I came up in here and I did a doggone thing. I was trending every week on Twitter. Every episode that I was featured on, I was trending. Here's the stats. Let's talk. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do if I was really like, get me up in there, because I'm not going to lie. A lot of times you will do in the world of entertainment, you will do work for free, right? Especially when you trying to get put on, or you might be trying to get back on. You will take some things for a little bit less than what you normally would, right? But it's usually to get you in that position so that people can begin to see you again and see the value in you and recognize, hey, we need this person back on the squad. Okay. Now, just one more little bit of, I would say, interesting tidbits. And again, this is from our friends over at Housewives of Potomac. Okay. Just a little bit of extra tea for you before we go. Okay. When asked about the stuff with regards to, things that have been leaking out into the press, Candiace does respond. And here is what she had to say.
What's true, not true. You'll just have to wait and see, because there are inaccuracies and there are some accuracies. But
so there you have it. So some things that are out in the Potomac streets are true and some things are not, as is usually the case. I mean, there's usually, what we hear, and then a little bit of, it's usually a mix of both. You know what I'm saying? Some of what we hear is usually true. Some of what we hear is usually like a little bit, it may have gotten distorted as the information has been passed on. It's like that game of like, when somebody tells a secret and they tell it to you tell it to 20 other people, it sounds different by the time it gets to the 20th person. Sometimes it's a little bit of that, but that's what's going on down in the streets of Potomac, y'all. I told you it was a lot. It was a lot to cover. That's why I needed to do a separate video on this particular topic. So again, if you happen to be in the Miami area, that is allegedly, what I'm hearing, is where the ladies are headed to for their cast trip. So be on the lookout. With that being said, y'all, I will catch you in the next video.